A very good morning. It's Mark here. Tuesday, January the 20th, 8 a.m. Eastern. That's 1 p.m. GMT. US session now underway. And the markets certainly uh, lots to look at this morning. The market's reaction to Trump's or the US's aggressive rhetoric regarding Greenland has certainly had an impact on the markets. US dollar is down markedly. The US as well as European equity markets also very much down this morning. Gold has strengthened as a safe haven commodity. Oil slightly up as well. Bitcoin down. Very interesting day as we get ready for the US Open. US dollar index, you can see the sell-off here. It is over 70 points. That's a big move over the Asian and European session. I've got resistance at 98.90. I've got support at 98.18. There is the push lower. That's the index being sold off. US dollar index taking out all these previous lows here, looking at levels that we last saw beginning of January. A little bit of a wick at the bottom here. If I just zoom in on that hourly, there you see US dollar looking to fight its way back. I'm on the hourly. I'm seeing a potential bullish engulfing candle here on the hourly. We'll see if that can materialize, if the US can fight back, get back up to the resistance area, or if sellers are going to add to the sell-off we've seen during the Asian European session. Bear in mind that the average true relative strength index, which will certainly show oversold at this point. Let's have a look at the S&P 500. Which we saw sold off in the futures market yesterday. Stock markets were closed. And same thing today in the futures market, a big sell-off again in the S&P. I've got resistance at 6,911. I've got support at 6,846. Hour and a half until Wall Street opens today. I think we'll see volatility again. Here is a fight back. You can see that in the futures market. Let's zoom in on the hourly. There's the fight back before Wall Street opens up and even before the US session gets going. We'll see if that fight back can continue, if there's any demand for US equities, and if buyers can get back to the 6,900 level once the US session and Wall Street open up. Let's have a look at gold. Record high yesterday, another record high today, a strong push higher today, already over, I believe it's over $70. 4,658 is our support. 4,737 is resistance. Hang around that resistance already going into the US session. We'll see if buyers can maintain these levels, perhaps even test or break higher than the intraday resistance, or if sellers do step in and we see perhaps some profit taking at these levels. We'll see how that plays out during the US session. Brent oil. A slow but steady push higher. We've seen it over the last 3 days, end of last week and going into yesterday and today. A little bit of a push higher from Brent oil, but hang around between 63 and $64. No real big push as yet. Support at $63.37, and I've got resistance at $64.54. It'll take some new fundamentals, or rather some rhetoric, probably out of the White House regarding the Iran situation. But it's been pretty quiet over the last few days, and as it's been quiet over the last few days, we haven't heard much. That's why we're seeing a little bit of stability in the oil price for now. But of course, moves can be erratic when we hear anything new regarding the situation. Bitcoin. Bitcoin, another big sell-off. This is the sixth day in a row resistance at 92,790, support at 90,599, just over $2,000 move during the Asian and European session. We'll see if there's going to be any bounce back now that the US session is underway. EMAs have crossed to the downside. Interesting that the rally we saw last week, which was a sizable rally from the 90,000 area all the way up to 98,000, couldn't be maintained. Buyers weren't able to get up to that $100,000 mark. Sellers did step in and have uh, continued, like I said, over the past 6 trading days, back to that 90,000 level, that comfort level we saw here beginning of January. We'll see whether this time sellers can push lower, break below that 90 and get to the previous comfort area range, which was around the 88,000, or if buyers do step in like they did before and took it up to that 98,000. We'll see if we see a similar pattern and buyers stepping in, getting out of this 90,000 and looking higher, or if this downtrend does continue. Good trading. Keep that discipline. I'll see you at end of day session.